Hello, I'm Teacher Matt.
Hello, my name is Teacher Bea.
Hi, this is Teacher Ranella.
Hello, my name is Teacher Dre.
And in this video,
We will be discussing part of speech.
conjunctions.
So, what is a conjunction?
Conjunction. A conjunction is a word that joins or shows contrast of words, phrases, and clauses. To put it simply, conjunctions are joining words. A compound sentence has its own set of conjunctions, so a compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses. Compound sentences use coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions joined by two elements of equal ideas. So coordinating conjunctions can be used to connect phrases or group of words. So let me discuss and introduce the 7 commonly used coordinating conjunctions. It's a good idea to use the mnemonic fanboys to memorize coordinating conjunctions, so you'll never forget them. They are for, it shows reason or a cause, and it combines, nor, it combines negative, but it expresses exception, or offers choices, yet surprising contrast, so consequences. Coordinating conjunctions for compound sentences are of 3 types: simple, conjunctive, adverbs, and correlative. These words coordinate or connect two language structures of equal rank or significance, like a noun to a noun, an adjective to an adjective, a phrase to a phrase, a sentence to a sentence, a question to a question. Let's proceed to the examples wherein the coordinating conjunctions is present or in use. So first, he wants to be an engineer and an architect, so noun to a noun. So in this, we use our coordinating conjunction and to connect these nouns, the engineer and the architect. Second, place those tools boxes under the table or behind a cabinet, so a phrase to a phrase. While in this example, the joining word or is in use to connect or showcase or offer choices. So in this item, it's your choice to put these tools boxes under the table or behind the cabinet. So let us proceed to the 3 types of coordinating conjunctions based on their absence from or presence in the sentence. First, syndetic. Visible coordinating conjunctions in the sentence. Example, either you become an engineer or an architect. So as you can see, the complete thought of the sentence was made possible through the use of our conjunctions. For our given sentence, we use or. Second, asyndetic. Omitted conjunction. Asyndetic refers to act of leaving out one or more of the usual conjunctions between sentence elements. Example, engineering, engineers, engines. All these 3 are indispensable to a world progress. This sentence have the simple conjunction and, but is considered invisible, and somehow we use the comma to stand for its place. So polysynthetic, use of 3 or more conjunctions. Example, an effective engineer should read articles on machine operations and building constructions. So in this sentence, the conjunction and has been used 3 times in a row. So in order to fully grasp the concept of coordinated conjunctions, we will have a short practice test. Are you guys ready? It's simple. You have to choose the right conjunctions for the given sentence that lacks a joining word in order to create a complete thought. You will be given 5 seconds to answer every item. For our first item, would you rather have cheese, for, nor, or, so, bologna on your sandwich? Yes, you're correct. Or is the answer. It is, would you rather have cheese or bologna on your sandwich? For our second item, to give the ness, his 2 favorite sports are football or and nor for tennis. Definitely it's and. His 2 favorite sports are football and tennis. For our last statement, we have I wanted to go to the beach, but Mary refused. Or Mary refused. So Mary refused. For Mary refused. Yes, it is. But I wanted to go to the beach, but Mary refused. That will be all for coordinating conjunctions. Thank you for listening attentively, and please welcome Teacher Bea to tackle about subordinating conjunctions.
Subordinating conjunctions introduce a dependent clause in a complex sentence. If subordinating conjunctions were added to a word group, the words cannot stand alone. A comma separates the dependent from the independent clause, and it is usually unnecessary. Here are some examples of subordinating conjunctions: after, although, as if, as soon as, because, before, even if, even though, in order that, since, so that, then, unless, when, and while. Well, this is an example of subordinating conjunctions in a sentence with a comma. Although you are a licensed engineer, you are not capable to handle the project. This is an example of a subordinating conjunction without a comma. You are not capable to handle the project, although you are a licensed engineer. There are three types of uses of subordinate clause, and these are adjective clause, adverbial clause, and noun clause. First is adjective clause. It is a subordinate or dependent clause that functions as an adjective in the sentence. It is introduced by relative pronouns who, whose, whom, which, that, and what. For example, the young man who applied for the position is an engineer. Second is the adverbial clause. It is a dependent clause used as an adverb in the sentence. This is introduced by subordinating conjunctions like after, since, when, if, because, as soon as, even if, although, and the like. For example, the chief engineer had left before the meeting began. Third is the noun clause. It is a subordinate clause that functions as a noun in a sentence, meaning as a subject of the sentence, an object of the verb, and an object of a preposition. Examples: as subject, where you live is what the engineer wants to know. As object of the verb, I know who among the engineers received an award. As object of the preposition, give me pointers on how I should operate the machine.
Thank you, Teacher Bea. We will now proceed to the third type of conjunction, which is the correlative conjunction. Conjunctions that are used in pairs are called correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunctions connect two equal grammatical terms. It includes pairs such as either, or, both, and, whether, or, neither, nor, not only, but also, not, but. Examples of correlatives may be seen in the following sentences. I want either the cheesecake or the chocolate cake. We'll have both the cheesecake and the chocolate cake. I didn't know whether you'd want the cheesecake or the chocolate cake, so I got both. Oh, you want neither the cheesecake nor the chocolate cake? No problem. I'll eat them both, not only the cheesecake, but also the chocolate cake. I see you're in the mood not for the desserts, but for appetizers. I'll help you with those too. Okay, now that we already have the correlative conjunctions and its examples, we will have a practice test. Please tell me what correlative conjunctions suits for the given sentences. Let's have number 1. This salad is blank delicious, blank healthy. A. Whether, or B. Both, and C. Rather than. Very good. The correct answer is letter B. Both and. This salad is both delicious and healthy. Let's proceed to number 2. Have you made a decision about blank to go to the movies, blank not? A. If, then. B. Either, or. C. Whether, or. Okay, you got it right. It's letter C. Whether, or. Have you made a decision about whether to go to the movies or not? You guys really did well, but we are now done with correlative conjunctions. And now, Teacher Dre will introduce you to embedded sentence.
Embedding sentences is a shorter type of a sentence by means of phrases. It is the process by which one clause is included in another. Prepositional, gerundial, participial, infinitive, appositive, and one-word modifier. It expresses the idea in a prepositional phrase. For example, the pattern interactions of the people are the engineer's sources of data. It is the process by which one clause is included in another. The data are for his generalizations. Embedded sentence. The pattern interactions of the people are the engineer's sources of data for his generalization. Participial phrase. It expresses the idea in a verbal phrase. For example, he wants to read a book that was written by an engineer. The engineer wrote a book on aeronautical engineering and was awarded by the Philippine National Book Awards last year. Embedded sentence. He wants to read the book written by the engineer who was awarded by the Philippine National Book Awards last year. Infinitive phrase. For example, Mr. Cruz showed us the picture of the engineer. The engineer is requested to examine the requested. Embedded sentence. Mr. Cruz showed us the picture of the engineer to examine the engine. Gerundial phrase. For example, he is reading a book on engines that will make more knowledgeable about engineering. Embedded sentence. Reading a book on engines contribute to his knowledge in engineering. One-word modifier. For example, the relationship between the two engineering firms is similar to a husband-wife relationship. It is reciprocal. Embedded sentence. The reciprocal relationship is similar to a husband-wife relationship. Express the idea in an appositive. For example, Mr. Cruz is an affluent man. Mr. Cruz is an engineer. Embedded sentence. Mr. Cruz, a civil engineer, is an affluent man.
Don't forget to review the words that you have learned from us today. Also, try to use it more often and import it in your daily conversations. Practice it through writing. That would be all. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, we are done with our discussion about conjunctions.
We hope that all of you have learned something from us today.